Hey folks, it's the Red Gang back to Let's Play Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. We're still at Saliva Island and we've just opened the way to the first labyrinth, so let's go check it out. And hopefully do something about my heart count here. Yes, we're at the Spittle Maze now, and right off the bat it throws a couple of candles at us, which is going to give us a couple of hearts. At least we're out of the red zone now. And a couple more hearts. Yeah, there's plenty of hearts to get right before you face any enemies here. And our first enemies are going to be these, snakes and a lobster of some sort. Make sure all the snakes are cleared out before you go trying to cross it. Snakes will constantly appear as long as there aren't a lot of items on the ground. So, usually when you get like 3 or 4 gems on the ground, they'll stop appearing, and that will give you clearance to be able to get past here. It's not too terribly difficult. Gotta admire the design of this place. Look! Upside down mushrooms! How is that possible? Is that really, like, a thing that can happen? I don't know. Anyway, you can see we need a key to proceed through here, so let's move on down, being careful not to walk into snakes. And here's a free heart squid. There are 4 heart squids in every labyrinth, I believe, if I am not mistaken. Anyway, we're going to want to head to the left before we go right, because in here we will find a secret item. It's the dungeon map. Yes, the labyrinths of this game are even more Zelda-esque than ever, because now you can get these dungeon maps, and if you pull it up on the bottom screen, you can actually see the entirety of the labyrinth. Light blue rooms indicate places we've been, and the dark blue rooms are places we haven't been to yet. So you can bet that this is going to come in quite handy. And it's nice that you can have this pulled up at all times, unlike on the Steam versions, which will force you to have to pause the game in order to see it. Anyway, there's another heart squid, a little tricky to get without a certain item in the game, but we'll get to that later. And here's the main gimmick of this stage. You hit these little switches and these little cages will move around. Not a problem right now because our hair can reach it quite easily, but what if it was out of our range? We'll have to see that later on. It's a trap! Does this enemy look familiar? It might, but the version we saw was back on the Game Boy Color and it was much smaller than this. Basically, just keep hair whipping this thing and jump out of the way when it starts snipping its claws in the air like that. And it goes down with little effort. And he gives us the key that we need to move on. For the most part, this labyrinth is pretty straightforward. Most of the paths, there's not a whole lot of branching paths that you can and can't take. So, it's pretty much just go the route that you can, and eventually you'll reach the end. It's not a super complex one, but it is the first one, so what do you expect? Put our key in here, and let's move on. Got another heart squid here, but that one's going to be on the other side of the wall, not this side. And yeah, this is what I'm talking about. We could be going up here, but we can't actually reach up there yet, so onward to the right we will go. After we get to this heart squid, of course. There's an enemy hidden behind the walls here, try not to get hit by it. And there's our third heart squid. Third overall. And it's more cages. Hit the switch to bring it over here. Now why is it... Whoa! Yeah, it's trapped. So you want to watch out for that. And this cage is a bit out of our range, so we'll have to go back and hit the only switch that we can even hit. And that will bring it over here. And then there's that. These statues should look familiar. The ones that spit fire, it shoots 1, then 3. There's a pretty good break after the 3, so we'll wait for that. And now we'll move on. And yeah, we'll have to take this path in order to get out. And as we head down here, it's another treasure chest. Hurrah! A gun! You've obtained Risky's pistol. What's our pistol doing in here? Press the A button to shoot enemies and switches. That's right, you can use this pistol, the flint rock pistol, to shoot switches and just shoot enemies in general. But before you go thinking that you can just Mega Man your way through this whole game, remember that the pistol at its base damage does just 1 damage, compared to your hair's base damage, assuming you haven't upgraded it, which does 5 damage. So you're still going to want to rely on the hair attack and not the pistol, although you can upgrade the pistol later on in order to do more damage, and we will definitely be doing that first chance I get. Because, well, it's good, it's handy to have a projectile attack of some sort. Hey, you get back here. That's not the right one. Yeah, that's actually a point I wanted to make. You might want to make sure you're standing on the platform before it starts moving, otherwise you, for some reason, will fall right through it. Not sure how that makes sense, but okay. Oh, okay, got it. Yeah, you want to shoot it while you're inside of it. Anyway, with our new pistol, we can now make our way up here. And another fun note about the lamp is that it can be used to pick up gems, no matter where they are. So if they get scattered about in several platforms, you don't have to jump around for them. Just bust out your lamp and they'll all come straight to you. Very nifty. Well, this room looks a little busy. So you might want to be careful as you proceed through. I want that jar. Probably not going to be anything good in here. Try nothing. I think there may have been like a single gem or something. Whoops. There we go. I like how it's a little bit of a puzzle to figure out how to make that cage move while you're standing on it. It's pretty tricky. This one will break as soon as you step on it, so jump out immediately. Of course, they give you a lot of time to do that, so I don't think that's going to be an issue. Oh, and these enemies apparently have 1 HP, so your gun can take them out. Of course, they're still too low to the ground to even hit in the first place, so, yeah. Oh yeah, no ammo for the pistol either, so feel free to just, shoot to your heart's content. It's another trap! And now we have 2 of those lobsters! Oh, this is just gonna be great fun, and this might be a good time to talk about the item system in this game. Well, now that they're synced up, this is gonna be a lot simpler. Oh, one's coming at me. Oh. Yeah, that's actually a point that I wanted to make, is that the way the item system works is that if you want to use things like recovery items, you have to double tap them on the bottom screen, and in the middle of a fight like this, that can be a bit of a problem. So let me just quickly use... you can't even use your item while you're in the middle of taking damage, so that can be a little troublesome, trying to double tap items. Often when I try and do that, I'll accidentally select an item that I didn't mean to touch, and I'm really getting beat up here. Let's pull out a pipe ball or something. Here we go. I really hate having to fight 2 of these things at once. It's such a problem. There we go. Really should have pulled this thing out a lot sooner, but had to act on a whim there. Things were looking a little hairy there. But yeah, it's one thing I kind of don't like about this game is the way the item system is set up. I kind of miss my R button, really, which used all the items for me. But you'll see what the R button is for later on. It's just that in those really tight situations where you need to use items right away, it tends to be a bit of a problem. And we've made it to the boss door, so onward! Time to go in and de-evilize this place or something. Here's the boss. Cyclops plant. Frighteningly fixated flora. So the first phase is pretty simple, especially if you have the pipe ball out. Of course, it already wore off, so we're not going to be doing anything with that. Basically, shoot these eyes and a platform will raise. Make sure you're standing on the platform at the time. Uh-oh. And try not to get optic lasered like that. I've still yet to figure out what determines which platform is going to go up, because sometimes it's the left one, sometimes it's the right one. Let's try here. There we go. And then when you're at the eye level, then just pelt it away with the flint rock pistol. Don't worry about your damage output, because it's based on the number of hits. It really doesn't matter if you hit him with the gun or with your hair. It's just more efficient to use your gun in this particular instance. Of course, if you want to make this fight really simple, you could just use the pike balls, and then you could just jump at it until it's dead. I'm trying to do it the right way, though. There we go. I got quite a few pike ball hits in there, so it didn't take nearly as many hits to bring down. But on to phase 2. The eyeball starts bouncing around the room. Hit it with your hair for the most efficient amount of damage that you can do, and for the most part you can just stay in this corner here while it does all this. It moves in a pretty set pattern every time, so this is actually a pretty safe place to be. Just make sure you're not in the way of that optic beam. Yep, couldn't quite get over him. It's probably better off that you try and jump over him, rather than jump over the beam rather than jump over the eye. But there we go. Honestly, that was a kind of sloppy run, if I'm totally honest, but whatever gets me through is fine with me. And we have expelled the evil from this place. Mission accomplished. Don't expect to get any stones or anything, just, you win.
Tinkerbats?
Yep, it's a Tinkerbat. What's it doing here? He spotted me!
Hey!
Hey, get back here, you! What's this? He dropped something. So let's go walk over and check it out. You got the Spiderweb Island map. Yes, this will open the way for a new map for us to go to, for a new place for us to go to. I did it! The Pirate Master won't be able to draw power from this place anymore. I'd better go tell Risky. And let's go ahead and do that. But first, got a little bit of item cleanup to do around here. We can open up a little shortcut for us back to the ship by shooting this switch here. Mermaid, you're in the way. And we'll claim a heart squid on the way out. That's our 4th one, so we can increase our life bar once we get back to Scuttletown. It's not too terribly far back, so I'm not going to bother speeding up. And there we go. Hey, Risky! You certainly took your sweet time! I found something! An evil dungeon, and a giant monster, and... Where did you get that pistol? I found it locked up in a chest. Why? Never mind. Anything else? This island map. One of your Tinkerbats dropped it. He hadn't transformed yet. Interesting. That suggests that the Pirate Master doesn't have enough dark magic to go around. Which means we still have time to prevent his return. Climb aboard. We're off to the next island. Not yet, we're not. But we will go ahead and light it up. There it is, Spiderweb Island. And we will be checking that out in the next video, but it's not going to be time to call it quits just yet. Let's head on back to Scuttletown. Because we have some money that we need to drop off, and some other goodies that need to be what's going on around here. Yeah, it looks like the place is undergoing a little bit of construction. Yeah, we'll be seeing what that's all about over the course of the game. But for now, let me go ahead and first get my health raised. Now that we have our 4 heart squids, we'll go ahead and give those to the squidsmith. That is just terrible. But now we have a 4 heart life bar, and that is wonderful. And now let's go see if we can put our 335 gems to work. First thing I'm going to want to do is increase the power of my gun. Yes, once you get the pistol, you can start getting pistol tune-ups, and this will increase their attack power. The first one is 100, and the next one is 150. I think 3 damage is a good starting point for the pistol. Unfortunately, I don't really have enough money to get really anything else, so well, I might be able to get a few of the potions. Yeah, I'll buy some 3 packs of those. It's a good thing to have on hand in case you, in case something unfortunate should happen. Like, say, I accidentally don't get my item out in time while I'm in the middle of a busy fight with 2 blue lobsters at once. Did I mention that the item system is a little shaky for me in this game? There was a royal guard asking for you. Did you meet him? Yeah, we should probably go ahead and have a look at him, too. Shantae? Yes? We have something to discuss with you at the palace. Please follow me. Uh-oh. Well, that was a convenient warp. Perhaps you're aware that the Sultana is away on business. As such, a formal inquiry into your recent actions is not possible. No? Oh, well darn. According to some very old and legal guidelines, responsibility falls to the royal librarian, because apparently he once served on the ruling council. For 1 day! He has deemed it inappropriate to cut winsome long hair, be it by scissors, jigsaw, or goat mouth. You're free to go. Boy, that was quite a trip to say I'm off the hook. Whew, that was close. Oh no, you're not getting off that easily. What's this I hear about you sneaking off to the library? Oh, that. I swear I wasn't off reading. I explicitly told you to stay out of trouble, did I not? Yes, sir, I promise I'll never read again. From now on, it's video games forever. Next time, you might not be so lucky. Uncle, I wanted to ask you. Yes? Never mind. Alright, I'll be back at my workshop in case you change your mind. I have a rather sensitive project that requires my immediate attention. Oh, and I'm on the way at the palace now, which means now I have to hike all the way back to Scuttletown in order to move on to the next island. Thanks, game! But as long as we're at the palace area, we may as well take care of another order of business down in the sewers. Excuse me, I'm going to take your lamp gems. So let's head down in this direction. You may remember seeing one of those switches earlier. when we first came here. And normally you can jump through those platforms, but that one is not the case for some reason. Yeah, we've already seen all this before, so I think I'm gonna speed up through it. Yeah, you remember this room? Well, now we can actually get to that chest by shooting this switch. So we bust it open, and you got the travel brochure. It has full-color illustrations. So let's jump up through here. And that's a quick way out of there. And now we can finally give it back to this old traveling brochure salesman. What? You found my vacation brochure? The one all about traveling? Don't worry, it's as good as new. Good thing it landed in that chest, huh? No backsies! Ha! One down! I am a master salesman! The boss said I'd never get rid of those lousy brochures. But he never witnessed my drain conviction sales technique! Ha! Say what? I am such an incredible salesman! Sure thing, buddy. You just keep telling yourself that. But now that we have this travel brochure, I'm sure there's somebody here who might want to take advantage of that. Solid snap! Is that a travel brochure? Can I take it? Sure. So we'll give him the brochure. Wowie zowie! Look at all these snapshots! Sand and surf! Free-spirited yet responsible sporting co-ed girls frolicking the beach! A sweating tennis player drinking from a perspiring glass of water with a slice of lemon! Old men with full hats of wispy pepper gray hair! Matching pantsuits with a proud Navy sailor's stripe! Shirts unbuttoned to the third button! I must find this utopia and purchase a timeshare post-haste. How can I ever thank you? Oh, I know. He gives us the squid oil, a thick, dark liquid created with a septopod's ink sac, which is surrounded by a mucous membrane. Handy. What's this? I just told you. It's squid oil. I expelled it fresh this morning from my ink siphon. That... This game is rated E10, folks! Whatevs. Later, loser. Getting a bit of a Gary Oak vibe out of that. That's gratitude for you. And yeah, there's not really anything to see over here, so, yeah, we're pretty much done in the palace area now. And yeah, there was this guy here earlier, but we'll talk to him at another time. For now, let's head back to Scuttletown. Okay, so now that we've made it back to town, let's start making our way in this direction. Has Uncle Bad Advice made it home yet? Yep, there he is. Oh no! What is it, Uncle? My workshop has been ransacked! Who would do such a thing? Doggone it, there goes my experiment! Yeah, about that. I just remembered some place I need to be. Yeah, so let's go have a talk to the mayor now. He may have a new food item that he wants. And hopefully it's something that we can actually give him this time. The Ammo Baron is bringing soldiers in from everywhere! Gunners, pilots, even the Techno Baron! Dear, oh dear! I wish I had 5 meaty chunklets to help me feel better. Have any for me? Well, as a matter of fact, yes I do. In fact, I have 7 of them. So, let's give them to him. Thanks! Have 75 gems! And yeah, that's basically how it works. You bring him the food items, he gives you money. It's a pretty nifty way to make some cash if you need some, if you're really desperate for some, but like I said, early in the game, you might want to hang on to your food items because it serves you better as a recovery item. Anyway, that'll about do it for things for today. And join us next time as we make our way to Spiderweb Island. See you then!